He did not talk about the statistics. He did not say in this project, 2,500 kilometers of pipes are laid. All that he left to others. He said, I did this project because I wanted to remove the suffering of people. No one had attempted to do it. I could not see the people suffer, continue to suffer. So I intervened and I have done it. I have done it. Now I am giving it to you people with my blessings. And I hope you would be happy. That's all he said. Now at this stage, I want to give you some statistics because they are very impressive. Swami has done quite a few water projects. After Anantapur, he did Medak, Mahbub Nagar. After that, he did Chennai. Then he did water projects in East and West Godavari. So it makes it exactly half a dozen projects. And when I have talked to Mr. Ramakrishna, and he said, of all these projects, Anantapur still continues to be one of the most complex projects we have done so far as water projects are concerned. I'll come to the cost last. Swami said give water to as many villages as possible. How many villages were covered by this project? 731. He said give water to as many people as possible. How many people received the benefit of safe drinking water? About 1 million people. 1 million, not a small number. How many summer storage tanks were there? 7. How many infiltration wells were sunk? 15. How many booster stations were there? This is stations which boosted the water from ground level to higher level. Remember, water had to be pumped from north to south against gravity. There were 32 booster stations. There were 6 water treatment plants where water was purified. There were 191 overhead reservoirs or tanks whose capacity varied from something like 40,000 to 300,000 liters. And there were 133 ground level reservoirs of various sizes. And by the way, the total cost of the project in US dollars of 1995 was 70 million. 70 million is not a small amount. In fact, at that point of time, no private charitable trust had executed a water project of this magnitude anywhere in the world. That's not all. For the first time in India, villages that are as far as 140 or at least 100 kilometers away from water source got purified water. And by the way, if you have to distribute water to 731 villages, it calls for a lot of piping. As I told you earlier, one of the important features of Swami's drinking water project is that it gave fluoride-free water or water with very low fluoride content. This has had a remarkable impact on the health of people, especially children. And I am going to now give you some statistics that prove this statement. This statistics is drawn from data collected in many villages around Puttaparthi and including Puttaparthi. These statistics extend from the time when there was no water project to the year 2009. The data collected was grouped into 4 time periods. Before 1995, from 1995 to 2000, those were the first years of the water project, after the water project. 2000 to 2005, second 5 years. 2005 to 2009, third 4 years. I am now going to read out some numbers. They relate to the village of Kesapuram, which is not very far from here. And the population is about 1,400. The numbers that I am going to read out are registered cases for various ailments, waterborne ailments, for the 4 periods. Let me start with dental fluorosis. Before the water project, The number of registered dental fluorosis cases in Kesapuram was 115. Between 1995 and 2000, the number of new cases registered came down to 89. Between 2000 and 2005, the number of registered cases came down to 12. And between 2005 and 2009, the number of registered cases came down to 2. So 115 to 89 to 12 to 2. This is a very sharp drop. Let me take skeletal fluorosis, very dreaded stuff. 94 in the first period, 32 in the second period, 5 in the third period, and just 1 in the last period. Rheumatic arthritis, 121 in the first period, 41 in the second period, 7 in the third period, and 0 in the fourth period. See how much impact this fluoride-free water has made? Very few people know about it. Very few people talk about it. But you go to the villages, you see a tremendous difference. The children have white teeth now, no longer black teeth or anything like that. And none of the young people have any deformed bones. Whereas among the old people, that is those who drank this fluoride water for many, many years, you can still see in what terrible shape their legs are. I now will give you some similar statistics for Mailasamudram, which is another village near Kesapuram. Again, for these 4 periods. Dental fluorosis. It was 94 in the first period, 72 in the second period, 11 in the third period, and just 1 in the fourth period. Skeletal fluorosis came down from 81 to 42 to 5 to 2. Rheumatic arthritis, it came down from 127 to 51 to 6 to 3. Yeah, it's all coming down. This is the last set of statistics. This relates to a very small village called Kanisettipalli with a population of just 400. As far as dental fluorosis was concerned, in the first period it was 24, then it became 18, it became 3, and it's now 0. Skeletal fluorosis fell from 22 to 12 to 2 to 0, and rheumatic arthritis came down from 78 to 21 to 2 to just 1. So you see, tremendous impact has been made. It's not just that people get drinking water. The quality of water has also made a big difference. I shall now give you the statistics for a small village called Kanisettipalli with a population of around 400. In this case, before the water project started, the number of registered cases of dental fluorosis was 24. In the first 5 years after the water project was completed, the number came down from 24 to 18. It then came down to 3 in the next 5 years and as 0 in the last 4 years, to 2005 to 2009. As far as skeletal fluorosis, the decline has been as follows: 22 to 12 to 2 to 0. And as far as rheumatic arthritis is concerned, it came down from 78 to 21 to 2 to 1. There are a number of other waterborne diseases. I have not talked about them, like typhoid, gastroenteritis, diarrhea, and all that. Numbers are also available, but I don't want to tax you with the numbers. The essential point is, Swami not only quenched the thirst of the people, but made sure that their health also improved. In fact, if you go to these villages now, which I have done during Gram Seva, you will find that the children all have white teeth, no more deformed teeth, black teeth, screwed up, what you call distorted teeth and things like that. That's all gone. And the children all walk very nicely, firmly, with straight legs, no more bent legs. Of course, the old people still struggle with their problems, but there is no more incidence of all these unfortunate ailments. This is something that very few people know, including in Puttaparthi. Even Puttaparthi used to have a big fluoride problem. People have forgotten that. We have taken Swami's water so much for granted, we don't know what a remarkable difference it has made to us. By the way, if you don't mind, I would like to read out something from an obituary that appeared in the Telegraph of London on 25th of April of this year, the day following Swami's Mahasamadhi. This is what that obituary says in part, and I shall quote it now. The most extravagant display of his largesse was the Rayalaseema water project inaugurated on his 70th birthday, which provided water to more than 750 villages and several towns in Andhra Pradesh. Now, the reason why I am quoting this sentence is the following. Let's focus on the two words extravagant and largesse. I looked up the dictionary, and the word extravagant means irregular, excessive, wasteful. So according to the Telegraph, the money that Swami spent on the water project, giving water to thirsty people in Anantapur district, was excessive, irregular and wasteful. That's not all. The word largesse, in the dictionary, this is what they say: liberality in bestowing gifts, especially in a lofty or condescending manner. So, Swami gave the gift of the water project in a condescending manner. I wish these people would come and see how difficult it was for people to go and fetch water from distant places in the hot sun. Most of this water was carried by women. You will see a photograph in our website when this talk is published as an article of how difficult people found it to get water. And when Swami did something for these people, it is an extravagant display of largesse. People read these things and form all kinds of opinions. And those opinions spread because rumor, gossip, untruth spreads very fast. That's one of the reasons why I have chosen to revisit that project using the excuse of Dasara. It's time for me to wrap up this talk, and I would like to make a few concluding remarks. Firstly, I would like to again stress that Swami's water project brought drinking water, safe drinking water to many villages that are quite far away from the source at which the water is drawn. Now, you may not believe me, but next time you come to Puttaparthi, please go to the Hanuman temple. It's very near Pathamandiram, where Swami used to stay before he moved into this mandiram here in Prasantinali. Near Hanuman temple, there is a huge tank. That tank brings Sai water to Puttaparthi from about 100 kilometers away. Sai water is supplied in the ashram also. And therefore it is important that none of us waste water in the ashram. That applies to people like me who are residents here, and that also applies to people like you who come occasionally. As Swami often said, don't waste money, money is God. I would say don't waste water, especially Sai water, because it's very costly. And because it was given by God, it is doubly costly and invaluable. Now, there's one point which I did not mention. I told you the cost was $70 million. But there's one point I did not mention, and I would like to make a brief reference to it before I close. And that is the following. People think Swami had plenty of money. It's not true. Swami always had cash flow problems, but he kept quiet about it. In fact, during this Anantapur drinking water project construction, at one stage, he had to mortgage a part of the property in Vrindavan to raise cash as a loan from a bank. Can you imagine that? You may ask, why did God do that? That's a different story. I shall come to that at some other time. I shall deal with that problem. There is a reason for it. But the fact of the matter is, Swami did have cash flow problems, but that did not stop him from stopping he did not stop the project. That did not stop him from continuing to execute the project. Hollywood or bust, I will do it. That's all. Once Swami made a resolution or a determination or a sankalpa, as he used to say, it was a very firm determination, or Vajra Sankalpa, as he used to say. After that, there was no stopping him. He would stop only when the project was completed and the people got the benefit and they were happy. Okay, then, that's all I have to say. But let me add a small footnote before I sign off. You might have seen this talk or you might have heard this talk on the radio. Please tell others about it, because it would be always available as a download. Also, please look out for the text of this talk in our website, because you will get all the statistics. You will also get lots of pictures which will give you a very good idea of this enormity of this project that Swami did. It was one of the big mega water projects that Swami did. And you must know something about it. Not only you, but everyone must know something about it. So please tell as many people as possible, in whatever way. It may be through emails, it may be through Twitter, it may be through Facebook, it may be through phone calls, whatever it is. Make sure that as many people as you know become aware of this. It is said that if we do not know, we do not care. And if we do not care, we do not act. You know, there's a lot of suffering in the world today. And we have to act. How can we act unless we know and care? And what will make us know and care? Only when we know about what Swami did. Because that will give us some inspiration and motivation. And there is no better way of showing our love to Swami by seeing Swami in all forms, by loving all and showing compassion to all and serving all. That is what Swami did all his life. He did it in many ways, and one of the ways he did it was by executing the Anantapur drinking water project. And today, as we have just crossed Dasara, I wanted to go back in time and remind you of Dasara of 1997, when this project was completed, tested, and gifted by Swami to the people of this state. Thank you, and Jai Sai Ram.